You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, Fran.
Hi. Welcome back to our regularly scheduled studios.
Yeah, no more road trips.
AKA our homes.
Yeah, it is definitely easier to do it on the road because then it just gets done.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to someone about it and, they were like, oh, it was fun to listen to you in the car. And I'm thinking, well, for us, it was more, it just kind of made sense. We were going to be talking for like 5 hours in the car anyway. So we were like, why don't we just record some of it?
Well, and when we travel, we always say we're going to record and we never do it. So we actually did it.
I know. It was good. But now we're back at home in our homes. And how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good. It's nice to be home and sitting in front of my computer with my mic and my water and yeah. It's all good. But
back to regular scheduled program.
It
seems
is
like it was so long ago. Our adventure to Dayton, our Buc-ee's is just like a memory
I know.
now.
It is. I did see though. Did I see that they're opening another one in Florida or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's going to be not far from Walt Disney World. But the only thing is, I never have a car when I'm there.
Yeah. I think it's more fun for like a road trip type of thing. I don't know that I would want to go to it every time. I was in Florida.
What I did love, I got to tell you, Carrie, because I ate, like, they were so good, was the chocolate caramels I got at the cheese barn.
Oh.
Cheese farm. Was it a barn or a farm? I can't remember what it was called.
I think it was like Grandpa's cheese or something.
Yeah. The chocolate I got there was absolutely delicious. I would almost drive back for that.
It was, I like the stuff I got from there too.
It was
but
really
that's the
good.
thing. I ate too much junk when I got back because we brought back stuff from Buc-ee's and from Grandpa's or whatever it was called, Grandpa's.
Yeah.
So it was not good. And then I'd eat whatever was left in my snackle box.
I know.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I had to go into a detox after, like all the Buc-ee nuggets and the.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I bought, but too much.
We bought a lot of junk.
Yeah. And I ate it all.
Same.
Confession. I ate it all. But I think I'm finally now at the point where like I was sick of it, so then I didn't want to eat it. But then now I'm kind of like last night I was looking for a treat, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm having an apple.
Oh, you only had apples?
Yeah, like because if I do, then I eat it. So, but yeah.
I hear you. I know.
Anyways, so yeah, we're over the Buc-ee's. We're over the Buc-ee's detox. The sugar and candy and chips and popcorn and caramels and
yes,
detox.
But since then, there was like some uproar online, lots of changes happening at Walt Disney World, and we thought it would be a good idea to give a good idea, I don't know, but we thought this week our topic would be our perspectives on some of this stuff that's happening. So I think the big crux, the one that sort of stands out to everybody, but I think it's part of a bigger strategy. There were two big that happened. I think the first one being that the gingerbread house is not coming back to the Grand Floridian this year for the holidays. And then two, the bus from Disney Springs requires a resort reservation.
Mm-hmm. Those are huge. Both.
These are huge. So what did you think of the announcement first about the Grand Floridian? Like, what did you think about the gingerbread house not coming back?
I think it's pretty crappy, really, because it's such a wonderful thing. But like, I don't know. Like, I kind of wear two hats with that. Like, it is really awesome, really, what they do
Mm-hmm.
and the tradition of it all. But it's also like Disney's premium or whatever, premier. It's probably should even be a bigger word than that, resort, right?
Yeah.
It's their top tier premier resort, and it's a zoo at
Yes.
Christmas time merely because of the gingerbread house, not because of the
Yep.
people staying there. It's probably a big enough zoo just with the people staying there or like at the holidays. But but yeah, like lots of people go there just for it. So it's busy. Like we were there a couple of years ago. Um and remember like there's lineups, like there's queues
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get to get close to the gingerbread house, to get a picture with the gingerbread house, to buy the gingerbread. Like
Yep.
it was like an attraction in itself. So I think, which whatever, we enjoyed it. Everybody enjoys it, but it's also like, you know, a premier,
Yeah.
most expensive resort on property experience. And it kind of takes away a bit of the premium feel of it for sure.
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm and you know me, and if people have been listening to the podcast, they know I'm quite happy to not have any holiday decor. Like I'm not one for the holidays, right? Like I'm not big for the holidays in Walt Disney World. So, but I did love the gingerbread house. Like I think it's very cool to have something that huge made out of gingerbread, and it's cute and it's fun, and it makes
smells good.
for it smells good, that it's delicious, like all of the good things. But on the flip side, that time you're talking about, like we lined up, we got pictures because I have great pictures of you and I in front of it, and um we had a great time, but it was a zoo and we weren't staying there. And remember, like when we were going to leave, the lineup for the monorail was insanity,
Absolutely.
right? To get on the monorail. And it never occurred to me at that point to think about it, because I haven't actually stayed at the Grand during the holidays. I've stayed
Yeah.
at the Grand other times of the year, but not during the holidays. Um, Imagine if you'd spent 900, $1,000 for a few nights at the Grand Floridian, and you had to wait 30, 40 minutes to get on the monorail to go to the park because everybody was there to go buy, like, take a picture of a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're paying a premium price to be on a monorail resort, especially that resort, and you're going to wait 40 minutes because all these people are here to take a picture of a gingerbread house.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Like,
respect
yeah,
I respect the reasoning. I really do. I think they could put that gingerbread house somewhere else.
I
Like,
agree. I agree totally.
right? Like they do these things. So that gingerbread house could be, they have like empty buildings at Epcot that they could put it in. They could do like a whole Christmas display where they could bring in maybe the chocolate carousel from the beach club, and instead of putting all of those decor in the hotels.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think too, like that's what with having all of the deluxe resorts or the deluxe resorts that are close to the certain transportation, right? Boardwalk and beach club and yacht club and the monorail resorts, like I'm sure the reason they introduced this was to provide that extra magic or whatever. And it was like, yes, let people get on the monorail and go see all of this
Yeah.
stuff. But years and years later, with it's no longer a secret, it's no longer a tidbit, like
Hmm.
that maybe, let's just say from our experiences, that a travel agent would say to a traveler that maybe you think that it would work for them, right? Like
Right.
that, oh, they're going to be staying here and they're going to have a down day. Maybe that's what we'll suggest they could do. versus
Yes.
everybody, like, and you wouldn't tell everybody. You would tell the people where it made sense that that you think that would benefit their experience. But now everybody knows about them. Like before, how would you find out about it? If your travel agent told you, if your friend told you, if you read it, maybe it used to be in the Burn Bomb book. Like that was a tip, who knows, right?
Exactly.
But before, you found out about it if you found out about it, or maybe it's your tradition because you found out about it and then you go every year at that time and that's what you do, and then it builds up. But like now, like there's so many of these wonderful magical things that used to be surprise and delight, which are now like canon, Disney canon. Like everybody knows it.
Yes.
Like everybody thinks you have to do that. Your trip isn't going to be magical at Christmas time if you don't see it or whatever, right? Like it's everybody knows everything. So then it's just so many more people making monorail lines 30, 40 minutes because it's just so busy, which I guess, and I'm sure whatever, like it's sort of, there's no happy answer because like Facebook groups and internet and influencers make things more popular, but it also makes Disney more popular. Back in the old, I'm sure there's way more people staying on site at Walt Disney World now than there was in the Burn Bomb years, right? So,
yes.
So it's sort of like, I don't know, like it's almost like it just like it gets to like the monster level and then deciding, and then with them doing the Grand Floridian renovations, like it's their easy way out, easy excuse. Same thing like how we lost things after COVID that never came back or took forever to come back or whatever, right? Like it was an easy like a quick exit or whatever. So yeah, it's I don't know.
I think, I saw Walt Disney World news today. He was like, boycott, don't you go over there and buy anything, whatever.
Don't buy one piece of gingerbread. Well, he's mad. He's mad because, like, I think I watched their podcast or watched them on something where he's just upset because he thinks, like, they're probably still going to try to sell gingerbread, right? Like they're still going to have a little table where they're going to sell hot chocolate and gingerbread or whatever. And he's like, if you're not giving us the full gingerbread house experience,
if we don't get the whole thing, no.
He doesn't want anybody. He's like, he's pleading people to not buy. They're pleading people not to buy one bite of gingerbread on the Grand Floridian property. So that it all goes to waste, I guess. I don't know.
It's such a, like, how do they balance it, right? So Disney, they're a company that they report to their shareholders. They have to make money. So it was a moneymaker. Like they were charging like $7 for a little piece of gingerbread, and we were buying it in droves. So they want to make that money, and it was a great moneymaker, but it was coming in at the expense of the guest experience for people who had paid a premium to stay there.
Yeah.
So they have to balance those two things. And so here's my thing, and maybe people like don't come for me, but I believe that it's not necessarily people that are staying on property that are coming over to see it while they're at the parks. I think that it got crazy out of hand with locals and cast members. Like if you think back, Carrie, 20 years ago, it wasn't cool. Like cast members worked their butt off all day and then went and spent their time elsewhere. Like if you had said to them, you want to go to the park or whatever, like I don't know that it was the cool thing to do to go back to the place you just spent 8 hours working. But nowadays it is. Like you can totally spot all the cast members in the resorts and the parks. And then the locals are taking a page out of the Disneyland book where that's a perfect date night during the holidays is to go see the different hotels and go experience the different, trees at the different resorts and things like that. It's not just the people that are there on vacation. It's actually becoming like a local exhibit kind of thing.
But like that, but the core of it all, like the reason, like I'm sure that's the reason why Disney did it in the beginning. Like they didn't just put trees everywhere for the people staying at the Grand Floridian to enjoy their tree, and for the people. Like the original reason was
to attract more people.
Yeah. Right. It's just like it's just
It,
known by it's just known by everybody now. And yeah, I'm sure the locals, yeah, there's way more people even just living there in that area that are Disney fans, and there's probably
yeah.
way more employees and whatever. Absolutely, I think that's
And
part
the
of it as
snowbirds,
well,
yeah. Yeah. And all the
for sure.
snowbirds.
But it's almost like that was the intent originally. But then it's like, I think with almost everything that where this happens, it's like like you'd said, the guest experience versus what they're making. Like I'm sure that the guest experience is, yeah, I'm sure it's probably been askew for quite a few years with a lot
Yeah.
of the stuff that's kind of a frenzy, right? Like
It must be
that.
like that. It must have got to the point where they were like, it's not worth it now. Now it's not worth it in terms of what we're seeing for revenue versus what it's doing to our guest experience.
Mm-hmm. Or, I don't know.
But I think they could
Maybe
pick
they don't
that
want
up
to
and
mess
put
the
it somewhere
carpet up,
else.
the new carpet.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like those, yeah, they could imagine how popular that bar would be though in the lobby if they had the tree and the house back. But they could put it
Yeah.
somewhere else. It doesn't need to be in the Grand Floridian. Like what's the only connection is that that's where it started, but it's not like the house is themed after the Grand. It's a gingerbread house. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's just more the tradition and the tradition being gone, and then it's the only one of, if they're going to keep doing gingerbread at the Contemporary, then like
Well,
this,
even the
it's not.
Contemporary was a bit crazy last year with their display,
Mhm.
and they had lines all the way down the hall to buy
Maybe
some of
it'll
that
become,
gingerbread.
maybe it'll all be, maybe that'll disappear next.
I know. I wonder if they'll do something like it. So then does that mean the chocolate carousel at the beach club will be gone? And
They do stuff over at Animal Kingdom Lodge too, but like it's way more effort to get over to Animal Kingdom to see the gingerbread
true.
stuff than it is at anywhere else, right? So. But
Yeah, I
maybe
wonder.
it's time for some new traditions. I don't know. But that's the thing. Whatever they do is going to be for, like, at this point, back, like, how many years did it take? I don't know. I don't remember what year it started in, but like, how many years did it take to get to where it is, like to the frenzy? But like now, anything that's new is a frenzy. Doesn't
Oh,
matter what it is.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
like, it's almost like it's like the fandom and the internet of every, like, that's not even the internet, it's the access to the information
Yeah.
is makes it impossible for anything like that to happen, I think.
Well, and I think Disney's trying to create new fans. And I think for me, I'm always weighing it between like, we're super fans. We go all the time. We're there all the time. Yeah, we get in the frenzy of the new popcorn bucket and the new drink that came out and the new cupcake. But I don't want to forget that there's a family that's going for their first time. And what is this doing to their experience? These kind of frenzies, right? Like, how are they going to fall in love with the Walt Disney World experience like we did if this is their experience? Their first stay, they've spent all this money, they're staying at the Grand Floridian, and it's like a frenzy in their lobby, and it's an hour-long wait to get on a monorail to go to the park. Like,
Yeah,
that's not a good first-time experience.
it's definitely isn't, but I would expect, like, back to the information that's available, like, unless somebody like blindly books a trip and doesn't do anything about, like, they're like, that's their expectations, I think. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
think anybody that's, yeah, that's their expectations. They're being prepared for it, or they're preparing themselves to know that it's going to be a bit
Yes.
crazy, which is
Yeah.
crazy,
It is.
which is
It
crazy
is.
in itself.
Yes.
Right? Like,
So,
how many times do you talk to people about going to Walt Disney World and staying at a resort where there's just the bus transportation, and they go, "Oh, but the buses are horrible," right? Like, the buses are, like, they're long
yes.
lines. Like, they already are anticipating
Yep. And
things are going to be crazy for
sometimes
for
the
all that
bus
money they're spending on their trip.
right? And sometimes the bus is a better option. Like some of those days during the holidays, you would have got on a bus a lot faster than you would have the monorail.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
So
now, if
yeah.
you think about the buses, okay, so now I think like I'll be interested to see over the next few years. I would expect that house to pop up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the bus service from Disney Springs. So that created quite a stir with, how is the bus? So you can't get on the bus from Disney Springs without a resort reservation. Basically, is the gist of it from what I'm understanding. And they started
Right.
it, I guess, before the July 4th weekend, right? So that was,
Yeah, before a holiday, one of the holiday weekends.
yeah. So I think they started locking things down before one of the holiday weekends, and then it just kind of stuck. Like that one's a permanent one. But I
Hmm.
think that one has been a big loophole that's been open for a very long time,
Yeah.
which is people parking at Disney Springs and then taking the transportation to a resort or park, like to, right? So it's free. It's basically free parking.
Yep. Or just making it easier, like
Yeah.
because they don't have to deal with the big parking lots
At the
at the
parks.
parks and the
Yeah.
trams and the getting out at the end of the day versus just coming back to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure mostly because it's free. Although like annual pass holders park
Yeah.
for
I don't think
free.
it's the locals with that one as much because they like if you're an annual pass holder, you get parking for free anyway. So what do you care? I think it's more people staying off site,
Hmm.
right? So you're staying at one of the Good Neighbor Hotel, although a lot of them have shuttles, but I think their shuttles are a little less frequent.
Yeah.
Um, or you're staying further away. You've rented a house, you're staying further away, and it's maybe cheaper to take an Uber to Disney Springs versus all the way to the Magic Kingdom, right? Like, I
Hmm.
think there's a lot of reasons that people were doing it, and that would have clogged up the parking at Disney Springs first. And second, it clogged up the buses and the boats. Like, Carrie, remember, I don't know if we were together or if I sent you a picture, but there was one night I was walking back to my room at Saratoga, and the lineup for the boat to go to the resorts was like out the thing and
Hmm.
down the pathway.
Yeah.
There have been
I've seen
times
that a
where
few times.
I've gone to take the boat back and looked at the line and thought, "Oh, no, no, no," and walked back to the exit to get an Uber.
Hmm. Yeah, me too.
So apparently they're looking at reservations for the boat too.
That's good. I think it's a good like that one's fine with me because like people are paying a premium to stay on site and the transportation is technically for the Walt Disney World Resort hotel
Yes.
guests, I believe, right? Like I guess you'd use it to transfer between, I guess, if you were. But yeah, I wonder how are they doing that if you're off site but you wanted to hop between park to park, like you'd be okay to do regular. Those buses are fine. It's just the ones
Those
that are
buses
leaving
are
from the
fine.
resorts or for whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think you're paying a premium to stay on site and be in the bubble. So I think that they definitely should.
I do
Like
too.
really, like they could even yeah, they across the board. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Yeah, I have
having
no
a.
issues if you want to go like obviously park hopping or whatever. So you're staying off site and you're going from Magic Kingdom to Epcot or whatever. But I think especially going to the resorts, like you're paying a premium to your point to stay on site. And those buses and boats that's what they're for. They're for the resort guests.
Mhm. And then the guest experience is is like the same with the if that's the reason for the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House, right? Like
Well,
if we're staying like I stayed at um recently I stayed at Port Orleans and I took the boat and had to wait a couple boats to get on the boat, but same as you, when I was getting off the boat and walking up the path to go to Disney Springs, like I couldn't believe, I never in my life thought there could be that many people waiting in line to go back. But the thing is, people like, let's go back to the, you know, how did you know, you're telling someone that there's beignets over at Port Orleans French Quarter, right? Like before that was a surprise and delight, or you found out about it and you put it on your thing to try to do next time. But like there's people that like every single time they go to the Walt Disney World Resort, they have to get beignets now at Port Orleans. So people are taking the boat from Disney Springs over, and I'm sure a lot of them are people that are not staying on site, because that's the thing. They're not staying on site. They're not staying at Port Orleans, but they've heard about these beignets because everybody, like, it's exactly the same. Like everybody knows about them now, whereas it's not just, oh, I didn't know that. But it's like, you know, ride or die. Like your trip's not going to be the best if you don't get your beignets. So
it's the Disney lore that comes out with all of this stuff. And I saw a picture of people, somebody posted the line for beignets that like the week before this was implemented, and the line like after they put this in, and it was like no comparison. And you think about it, like people are staying at Port Orleans French Quarter, they're paying the money to stay there for their premium Disney experience, and they're waiting in a 45-minute line to get beignets at their resort. It's insanity.
But do you think the reasoning might be like that some of these people will stay on site, or are they really trying to engage the guest, like to enhance the guest experience for the ones that are on site?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think it will eventually become, I think what they're doing is there's lots of ways to get around it, but I think they're making it very inconvenient for people to take advantage. Right. So for people that are staying off site or whatever, for them to come and use some of these facilities, they're making it very inconvenient. There's still a way, if they want to get their beignets, they can go to the Magic Kingdom and then hop on a bus to French Quarter. They're going to get it. Right. But it's not nearly as convenient.
But even if people had to play, like, but that's the thing, like if the rules are you can't, you know, there's 5 ways to get there if you're not staying there, but only, you know, if you're not staying on the property, like only one of them is really viable or convenient or whatever, then yes, there'll be less people there, because I'm sure that's got to weed out some of the people that aren't going to do the extraneous thing to get there or pay for the Uber or do whatever. But then I've also heard that they're, like for some of the hotels, they're really cracking down on like the Uber drop-offs and the parking. Like I think I saw somebody post like on a social media page that they were they were giving you a parking ticket if you were somewhere for a dining reservation and saying it had a 3-hour limit or whatever.
Yes, so, I saw that too. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, for me now, I don't rent cars when I go anymore. But I remember when we used to rent a car, it used to drive me crazy, especially when we were staying at Bay Lake Tower. I couldn't find a parking spot to save my life. And that parking lot is huge. And it has plenty of spots for, you know, people staying there. But it was taken up by all the people that were dining reservations and parked there for the whole day to go to Magic Kingdom. So, like, I'm okay with it. I honestly, Carrie, I would not be upset if they started checking your resort reservation for buses from the parks.
Yeah.
That if they, you know, so if you're at Magic Kingdom and you want to go to French Quarter, are you staying there? Or do you have a dining reservation there?
Well, now, like, considering, you know, they absolutely could do that, right? Like tap our Disney app and validate whether or not you should be getting on a bus or not.
Well, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not to validate that you're staying at that resort, but maybe they just validate that you're staying on site. You're staying at a Disney resort. And then maybe that's a new perk that they offer for on-site guests, is that you can resort hop and go other places to eat and do things easily. But unless you have, because my only issue is I don't always have a dining reservation because I like so many of the quick services at the
Mhm.
resorts, right? So I want to be able to take the monorail over to Captain Cook's and or go to what's the one where that vegan wrap is, the vegetable wrap.
Oh, Riviera.
Riviera. They have a
Mhm.
really good food, right? So I want to be able to do some of the quick service and stuff like that.
Yeah. But that's the like, yeah, it's just crazy that it's just so many people wanting to do so many different things all across the resort area.
Yes.
Like again, it was reasonable back in the beginning, but now everybody wants to do it. Like
Yes.
every
Agreed.
and I think the beignets is a perfect example. Like it's not like I'm sure there's so many more of them.
Well, that resort wasn't constructed.
The cheesecake at Pop Century or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not like the beignets. The beignets are crazy, but like the fact that like that's something that's not easy necessarily to get to, and really like if you're staying there or you're staying nearby, try to get to it or whatever. But everybody wanting to go is
Well, think of the French Quarter. Like the French Quarter is such a small resort.
tiny.
And that beignet place is very tiny, right? I think they have 4 seats outside or something to sit and eat your beignets. It wasn't made to handle that volume of traffic.
Yeah. Well, and one thing too that I think that has been kind of stewing in my brain as we're talking is like we also like back when, dial it back 10, 15, 20 years ago or whatever, when like the food is different at Walt Disney World now versus then.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good everywhere too. Like they're honestly, okay, beignets are one thing, but like, I don't know, like again, it's not a make it or break it if you're not like hopping to like 8 different resorts to go to their quick service. It's one thing for you, right? Like, but the thing is, as much as like, or us, like us wanting to go to Captain Cook's or go somewhere for that sandwich, like the way that we travel, Carrie and Fran, is not putting any strain on things, right? Do you know what I mean? So like, sure,
right.
we want to go get to the Riviera to have that sandwich, but we're not putting any strain on everything else like everybody else, right? Like we're slow and low. We're not in ride lines all day long. We're like cruising and we're sneaking along. We're not,
if we saw a line, we'd turn around and leave.
Yeah, we're not in lines making things busier or whatever. But nowadays, like there's amazing, like Disney does such a good job. And maybe this is, I'm trying to combat some of it. Like they always have special themed things.
Yes.
Seasonally themed for a holiday. They have special food that's just, whatever. And the food at all the food courts are very diverse now. It's far from like 20 years ago where I just remember like everything was like a burger or a chicken quarter chicken or something, right? Like there's a piece of food everywhere. So like, if you're stuck where you're stuck, like, just to eat is, there's lots of great food. So it's a lot different now that, you don't have to travel 5 resorts away to get something totally different. Like
that's so true.
Where you are or just next door type of thing, right? So
yeah, like the All Stars Pop Art of Animation, they used to be you got a burger or a chicken burger. Like they didn't really have a whole, but now they have quite a variety of foods and different things that would rival any of the other food courts.
And they all seem to have special foods like seasonally and whatever. So yeah, there's definitely stuff. It's way different. So it's like, but again, it's the frenzy. It's the frenzy of it all. It's the frenzy of the fandom and the fear of missing out and building the best vacation. And maybe people that are listening will be like, well, it's my vacation. Let me make it a frenzy. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Like it's everyone does what they want to do. But like when it's such a frenzy that, Disney had like, Disney's making money. Disney wants to have everything full and like capacity's high, but they've got to be like, whoa, we can't do that anymore. Or, whoa, we can't let anybody, take the bus from there anymore. Like it's got to be at.
Well, you saw
be a reason to.
I don't know if you heard that they were stopping people on the pathway from the Ticket and Transportation Center to the Poly. to check they had
Wow.
reservations. And so true though, because it like the secrets are out, right? So if you don't have a Magic Kingdom park ticket, well, guess what? You can see the fireworks from the Contemporary. You can see them from the beach at the Poly. And what was happening was lots of people were going, grabbing a Dole Whip. Like that was the whole thing. You grab a Dole Whip at the Poly and then you go down to the beach. But the problem was the people staying at the Poly who had paid $1,000 a night for their room.
Probably more at that time of day, that time of year.
We're not having, there was no space on the beach for them.
Yeah, and that's not fair. Like that, like I understand like everybody, might feel that that's the way that it should be, but it really isn't fair for the people that have planned their own vacation there and that are staying there, right? Like, and, and like everybody knows all of these tips. Everybody knows everybody knows everything now. So,
I know. It's
like,
kind of
like
the
answer. Like, is there a way to fix it other than saying, bad tourists, you can't come here, and slap their hand and send them away?
I think for some of those premium resorts, I think you have to do what they're doing. Like, if you want to watch the fireworks from the beach at the Poly, you better be staying at the Poly.
Yeah.
Right? And if you want to watch from the Contemporary, you're staying at the Contemporary. I think that's sort of, they have to do that because that's what these people are paying for, is the ability to do that and the convenience of doing that and having those options. But I think for the transportation and visiting the resorts, I think that, my personal opinion, it should be open to anyone staying at a Disney resort.
No, I
think
agree.
someone at Pop Century should be able to get on a bus and, or get in wherever and go to another resort to experience it, to shop, to get something to eat, whatever, right? Like I think they should be able to do that if you're staying on property. But then again, I struggle a bit with something like the beignets because those boats aren't very big. So if you had a whole bunch of people that are staying on property trying to take a boat from Disney Springs to the French Quarter, then all the people staying at the French Quarter are really being hindered.
Well, they'll just start selling beignets somewhere else, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's another like open a little beignet cart.
At Disney Springs is what they should do.
They really should. They do sell them now in the Magic Kingdom at the Outpost, right? The one there. But I haven't tried them there yet. Because every time I go, I end up getting those chicken and the sweet potato fries, which is so good. I should try the beignets next time. But I've heard mixed reviews of them. Of the beignets in the Magic Kingdom.
I don't like the beignets. They're all right. They're just different beignets than they're all
Than
right.
where?
Disneyland.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
The ones in Florida are more like a donut. They are.
I don't know.
Ones in Florida, the ones in California are like, they're kind of like, they're a lot thinner and like they're like empty almost. Like they're just covered in sugar and they're warm and they're different.
But
like
this
the ones
is just
in Florida
you, like
more,
you and your Disneyland is better.
No,
like the
true,
churros are better. This is better. Blah blah blah.
No, well the churros are like they're saying, you can like survey people. Undoubtedly the churros are.
The churros are
better.
I will say the churros are better. They are
far better. But I'm not saying the beignets in Florida are bad. They're just different. So I have to remember that they're just different. Like they're tasty and they're good. Of course, I'm like, these are delicious. But they're not the same. They're different.
They're different.
But,
yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how they roll this out. I think they're going to start looking at what are the guest satisfaction at some of these big resorts as they change these things and see if it gets better.
Yeah. We'll see. I hope.
We'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah. But that's our hot take on the changes to the transportation and the missing gingerbread house. I'm going to look for those pictures of us at the gingerbread house.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know that I have any of them. You'll have to send some to me.
I'll have to look. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what our listeners think. Like, do they think this is, This is a good move, bad move. I think it'll also depend. Like, are you staying on site? Are you not? Like I know people who stay off site and Uber to Animal Kingdom or to Disney Springs and then use the Disney transportation because it's cheaper to get to there because those are on the outskirts, right, of the property. So
Yeah.
it's cheaper to get there and then they use the Disney transportation. But at the same time, if 200 people are doing that, then you're filling up buses from Animal Kingdom for people who have paid money to stay at Animal Kingdom. Although I don't know that those ever get full, but you never know, right?
Who knows?
Who knows? I bet they're probably looking at the efficiency too, right? Do they then need less buses going to Saratoga Springs as a result of this?
I'm sure that's a big
They need
thing,
less
right?
boats now going to French Quarter.
How much are they spending? How much more are they spending because of people riding
on
when
transportation?
they technically shouldn't ride?
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to get my hands on that data just to see what it looks like. But they're not going to let me.
I know. And it's not like I always think about that. Like, I don't like whenever I think about having some of that information, it's not even that I want to know the numbers. Like, I don't care how much things make or whatever, but just like how it's organized and how, and yeah, like the data around stuff like, or even just understanding the facets of these decisions. I don't need to know that it's saving money or whatever. I just am interested in like that part of it, or even how some things get organized, like administratively. I would love to I'd love to see how that stuff works. But nothing deeper than that. Like I don't care about.
Yeah, I'd love to see like
saving or whatever.
What they plan to do with that and how it changes some of the dynamics across other parts, right? Like it's maybe the money they lose on beignet sales, they make up for in less boats. Who knows?
And Disney Springs is very, very busy, right? Like
it's very busy.
Like how, So I'm sure people temporarily, even if they're just using it as a transfer station, like I'm sure a lot of they're still, when they come back or whatever, they're still spending time at Disney Springs. So
yeah. Well, it's interesting. I can't wait to see how they roll it out and what they end up doing with it, and what kind of restrictions or things how that evolves. But we'll keep you posted here. We'll talk about our thoughts as it comes.
Beat it to death.
All right, Carrie, we're at the time of the podcast where you share something that brought you joy this week. What is your pixie dust?
Pixie dust. So I think my pixie dust is that I have been spending a little bit of extra time with my neighbor, Diane. Oh. She's my neighbor just beside me. So I've been going over to help her do a little bit of chores around her house, getting some things organized and sorted, and spending lots of early mornings having coffee outside, because otherwise I'm not outside having coffee. Like really helping me, I don't know, have insert something a little different in some of my days. I struggle to have a routine, and so I embrace this opportunity to meet her for coffees in the morning. I've done that quite a few mornings lately, and then taking a bit of a break either early in the morning or during the day to go over and help her with some stuff. And in return, they give me also some delicious things from their garden: kale, lettuce. They've got a full garden of vegetables, and it's just begun. So, nice. I go over and help a little bit, and then I get veggies too. So it's like, it's
that's
awesome.
A win-win.
But we've been neighbors for many, many years, and we've probably spent more time together the last month than we have, if you added up like 5 or 10 years. So,
you're kidding.
And it's just because we get busy, right? We just get busy.
Yeah.
And I'm on my desk a lot. So, always been friends, but always find a reason not to take the time.
Yeah.
Stop. So I'm taking the time to stop, and it's been quite lovely and a nice, enhancement to my life at this point. So that's my pixie dust.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, how about you?
Well, my pixie dust was you. So
What did I
something,
do?
well, Carrie, over the last it's been crazy for both of us over the last few weeks. And, one of the things we love doing the podcast, we love talking to everybody, whatever. But I know that this is my time, at least every 2 weeks, I get an hour with my best friend where we just talk. And neither one of us will say, I can't do it this week, because we both are committed to making sure this comes out every 2 weeks. However, I do like to talk to my best friend in the midst of those 2 weeks, but these last couple weeks have been crazy and we just haven't been able to connect. So I'm glad we connected today. But the other day I had a long drive, and it was like a 45-minute drive or whatever. And I thought, I miss my friend. So I put on our podcast. So I live the podcast. I edit the podcast. So I've listened to it. But I actually just turn on a random episode, because then I feel like you're with me anyway. So you were with me on the drive, and I listened to our Dayton Disneyana episode again. And we really are boneheads.
Amen.
Amen. But that's really, it just felt like you were in the car and we were having a conversation when I was driving. So, yeah. So
I think I could do that when I'm driving, because I probably would be I'd probably be giggling so much I would have to pull over.
Me too. Like, I was giggling. So I think, you know what? Sometimes when I'm just missing my friend and I haven't had a chance to connect with her in a while, then I just put on the podcast. So that was my pixie dust. It made me smile.
Cool.
Awesome.
I love it.
Well, if you guys have made it all the way to the end of this podcast, thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to leave us a rating and review, and tell somebody else you know that might be interested in, our crazy shenanigans to give us a listen. And until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.